My name is Silay Raja, Assistant Professor, Department of IT, Hindustan College of Engineering and Technology. In this session, we are going to discuss about the database management system subject, and this we talk about precisely need for concurrency control. So, what is concurrency? So, multiple users accessing the same database at the same time. That is what concurrency. So some user may wants to add new data, some user may wants to delete the data from the database, some user may wants to update the data while we doing some operation on the particular. So what is the need for concurrency control or concurrent execution in the sense? It will improve the system resource utilization and increase the throughput. However, when we are performing the simultaneous transaction, one transaction should not interfere the other transaction. Our main goal is to ensure the database remain consistent and correct. So for instance, if you two people are trying to book the last seat of the particular flight at the exact moment, the system must ensure that only one person will get the ticket. Which means even though the two peoples are competing with each other for getting the ticket at a one time or at the particular moment, one user can able to get the ticket, other user cannot able to get the ticket. So while we having that kind of concurrent execution, what are the problems generally faced by database? In the sense, last update problem. There is a write conflict. Generally, read and write operations are there in database. So last update problem, dirty read problem, unrepeatable read problem. These problems are possible when we are having a concurrent execution. We have a last update problem. This problem actually occurs when two different database transactions perform the read write operation on the same database at the same time with the interleaved manner. So here in this example we can say that tx and ty two transactions are working on the data item a. The initial value of a just assume that 300. So the time t1 the a value will be read by tx, and time t2 a will be minus 50. Now a becomes 250, and at time t3 there is no update taken place at t2, but control moves to ty. Now read the ty reads the value of a. So what value actually here it is reading by ty, in the sense it is 300 only, because after time t2 the tx didn't update any value. So the update whatever update or the not updated, those update value cannot be read by ty. At time t4 a value becomes a is equal to a plus 100. Now a value becomes 400. Again the control moves to the tx by the time of t6, and again here it is updating the value of a, but the time t6 a value will not 250 or 400, it is only 300 only in t6. This is what last update problem. When we are facing this problem, our database becomes incorrect and database sets are inconsistent. So that is the first one. Second one, dirty read problem occurs. One transaction updates updates the data item of the database, and somehow the transaction fails. And before the data gets rolled back, the updated database items may be accessed by some other transaction. Here in the same concept, here we have two examples tx and ty. At time t1, tx is the value of a is equal to a plus 50 at time t2, and t3 the write operations will be done by the tx. After time t3, the control moves to t4, that is the ty at the time of t4. Now it is reading the value of k, and again here we have some problem. So automatically server downs, so we have to roll back. But here what we are facing some problem in sense, particular transaction tx failed, but the ty reads the value which is updated by tx transaction. This is what dirty read problem. Next one, unrepeatable read problem. So unrepeatable read problem in the sense the transaction T reads the same item twice and the item is changed by another transaction T dash between the two reads. For example, at time T1, Tx read the value of A. So initially it may be a 300. Now control moves to Ty, then read of A will be done by Ty. Now again it is 300. A is equal to A plus 100. That is now it becomes 4, and the time t4 it is going to update the value of a. Now it is update as 400, and now in time t5 it is reading the value, that is tx reading the value. Now the a's value is not 300, it is 400. So this is what the unrepeatable read. So in the conclusion remarks, we have to understand that concurrency in the DBMS generally enhances performance and resource utilization for effective concurrency control, which is essential to prevent transaction interference. So one should transaction should not interfere with the other transaction. The key issues generally last a bit dirty reads and unrepeatable reads, and we should have a proper mechanism to ensure the database consistency and correctness, and like ACID property and scalability and responsiveness are improved with the effective concurrency management, right? So that is my the discussion today. Thanks for watching. Thank you.